The Eons within the Star Rail universe are functionally gods. They wield enough power to end galaxies if they so wished, and very few would ever think to go against them. When I say very few, the only factions we know right now that actively try to combat other Eons are either those with great military power like the Xianzhou Alliance, or have some special knowledge on their side like the Stellaron Hunters. Suffice to say, the average person won't be going up against an Eon anytime soon. However, at the end of the 1.3 and Shanzhou's Luofu storyline, we are given a glimpse into the formation of what could be a new super team. A team of very experienced and very powerful people, and they're out to kill a god. So in this video, we're gonna talk about that scene at the end of the 1.3 Trailblazer quest and see if these ragtag group of Pathstriders really have what it takes to take down an Eon. Before we dive into that, if you want to see more Honkai Star Rail content, do consider subscribing to the channel. At the end of the 1.3 Trailblazer quest, we see Luocha walking into the shackling prison. He is confronted by Jing Yuan, who questions his presence there. Right off the bat, for some reason, Luocha seems way more terrifying and intimidating in this particular scene. It's almost like he's let the facade of his traveling merchant persona down, and the person you see now is the true Luocha. Anyways, it's revealed that while Fentilia did plan to give the Stellaron to the Sanctus Medicus, it was implied that Luocha was the one who brought the Stellaron onto the ship in the first place. Before surrendering to the Cloud Knight's general though, who happens to know that Luocha does source his powers from Yaoshi, Jing Liu steps in. She mentions that the activities of the Eons are nothing more than a game, and it's time to take sides with the winners or risk perishing with the losers. She seems to be quite adamant that everything that has happened thus far is a sign that they should now be on the offensive and that the time of the abundance is coming to an end. What this indicates to me is that Jingliu and whoever else she is allied with, Luocha included, is now taking a more direct and active approach. Their goal seems to be the utter annihilation of the abundance along with their Eon, Yaoshi. What I don't get is the implication of taking sides with the right Eon. As most of us know, the Xianzhou Luofu are already allied with the Rainbow Arbiter, or better known as the Eon of the Hunt, Lan. The Eon of the Hunt is actively hunting the Eon of Abundance, and there has been many wars that the Luofu have taken part in while pursuing Yaoshi and her followers. So when Jingliu says it's time to side with the winners, it seems to imply that it would be a different alliance altogether rather than the one the Luofu currently has with Lan. Perhaps Jingliu, Luocha, and whoever else is on their team has gotten tired of Lan's inability to permanently end the Plague Author. After countless deaths and wars, it's within reason to think that they might just be tired of the endless fights that bear no fruit and now are getting ready to move to a more aggressive Eon. Now who this other Eon might be, we don't know, but I have the suspicion that it's the Ruin Author, the Eon of Destruction, Nanook. Jingliu seems hell-bent on ending the abundance once and for all, and perhaps only through allying themselves with Nanook does she feel this can be accomplished. Nanook is often said to be one of the more stronger Eons, and perhaps Jingliu got a glimpse of what Nanook might do in the future when Kafka was interrogated. So she might be casting her bet with Nanook instead of Lan in an attempt to end the abomination that is Yaoshi. Now it doesn't necessarily have to be Nanook, it's just one guess. Alternatively, maybe they don't want to ally themselves with an Eon at all. Jingliu and Jing Yuan were once part of the prolific group known as the High Cloud Quintet, a group of 5 champions of great renown who have saved the Xianzhou countless times in their past exploits. They were said to have gone on impossible missions and even fought monsters on the level of gods, though this is likely an embellishment of their achievements. We don't really know Jingliu's past at the moment, but perhaps something in her past made her question the effectiveness of what Lan was doing. After saving the Xianzhou numerous times, it's not like Yaoshi was any closer to losing. And so I think that what she might be here to do is to recruit her past accomplices, Jing Yuan included, and set off once more as champions of the Xianzhou. Except this time, they are out to permanently end the problem. She might also be in the shackling prison to actually recruit prisoners, perhaps to build an army or maybe to free a very specific person, but we don't know. The other really weird thing is that this reveal was shown to us right after the supposed end of the Xianzhou Luofu storyline. So it begs the question, when exactly would this story thread continue? In another video, I speculated that perhaps Jing Liu and Luocha's actions here may force the Nameless to return to the Luofu, especially if Jing Yuan ends up refusing his old master's proposal. Maybe the ending we saw in 1.3 was a red herring and the Nameless can't really leave just yet. It does make a little sense if this were to happen since one of Jing Liu's old teammates was Dan Feng, and after playing Dan Heng's companion quest, we learned that he's the person who inherited all of Dan Feng's destructive powers. We also don't know where Blade went after saying he has to meet someone at the end of Kafka's companion quest, and Blade was coincidentally one of the past High Cloud Quintet members. So it might seem like a reunion of the quintet is on the horizon, and Jing Liu's appearance may actually force the Nameless to involve themselves once more with the Xianzhou Luofu. On the other hand, it's possible that this reveal may only pay off very far into the future, and would at the moment only remain as just a teaser. I don't know how this will play out in the future, but the idea that a ragtag group of people without the backing of an Eon is out to go god hunting is pretty interesting. They might not make it very far, but it makes me curious to see how they would go about doing this if this turns out to be true. We'll just have to wait and see how this will eventually play out. Let me know in the comments what you think Jing Liu's plans are and who they might eventually recruit. That does it for this video. If you enjoyed it, do consider liking and subscribing to the channel. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks so much for watching, and as usual, have a nice day.